Hi, welcome to Module 10. In this module, we are going to look at qualitative data collection methods, similar to how we looked at quantitative data collection methods in the last module, and we're going to focus in on interviews. So you can see the start and due dates here. Also a reminder about the literature review. You should be continuing to work on that as we go. So the purpose of this module is to provide you background in qualitative data collection methods and also provide you the knowledge and skills to design an interview schedule to help you answer your research questions. Additionally, you're going to continue drafting your literature review. So our goals are to be able to summarize key aspects of qualitative data collection methods, develop an interview schedule that helps answer a research question, and you're going to continue to use APA formatting to continue drafting your literature review. So I'm going to go over the assignments and activities. The first page is the assigned reading. Both of these textbook chapters have been previously assigned in the previous modules, so I've indicated which sections have to do with interviews, and we're also going to look at focus groups, which are just basically group interviews. Here is an article that is new for this module, and it's a really good kind of beginner's guide to conducting interviews. It's really an accessible text, and I think you'll find it really helpful. I encourage you to take notes as you read, and also remember we're kind of learning broadly about qualitative and quantitative data collection methods here. You're going to be required to include an interview or focus group in to answer your research questions. So our goal is going to be to understand how to construct an interview plan and conduct an interview or focus group at the end of this module. Also, you can use the publisher's supplemental resources that are linked there. So this video is an overview of qualitative research. I encourage you to take some notes as you watch that. And this page is about interviews. And one thing that I repeat throughout this module is an interview protocol is more than just a list of interview questions. It extends to the procedural level. It has a script. It's the things you'll say before the interview and that you'll say at the conclusion of the interview. It also includes some informed consent. And it's kind of like a set of prompts to remind the interviewer. So you're going to see that repeated throughout this module. So these readings were listed on the previous page. I suggest you do the readings first and then watch this series of videos below. I have an optional thinking guide here that just will kind of help you take some notes as you watch these brief videos. Then the next page is going to focus in on focus groups. So I don't have any additional reading specifically for focus groups. A lot of the principles of interviews apply to focus groups. So these videos can help you understand some of the other things you need to think about when working with group interviews. And then there's a really quick activity here. You're going to click this link and look at page 2 and look at the moderator skills and watch the video and check your understanding there. Then finally, we have the assignment for this module, and it's going to be a discussion board post that is going to be your interview or focus group protocol. We also use plan or schedule as interchangeable terms for that. So the first step is to decide are you going to do individual interviews or are you going to do a group focus group. Then you're going to be creating an interview or focus group protocol or plan that helps you answer your research question. So again, I want you to remember what an interview protocol is. It's more than just a list of the questions. So here are the components you're going to include. I want you to state the research question at the top, very first thing. That's going to help us figure out if your questions are focused on your research question. There's the opening part of the script that's worth 5 points where you're going to establish rapport, the purpose, the motivation, the timeline, and informed consent. You'll then have a transition to the body, a minimum of 10 questions that should be open-ended because you're trying to elicit more detailed information than you are in a survey. You're going to have follow-up probes and questions that are included to clarify. You want to make sure each question has a clear connection to answering your research question, which you stated at the top. You're going to organize them from simplest or easiest to hardest and more complex. And then there's going to be a transition to your closing where you're going to summarize, maintain report, and list the action to be taken. This template explains more of these components and gives some examples. So you can use this as a guide or you can develop your own. Then you're going to make your initial post, which is going to be your interview protocol onto the discussion board. And then you need to provide feedback to one other colleague. And you're going to use this criteria up here to make sure they have these components. And if possible, pick a colleague that hasn't received feedback yet. If you still have some questions after the reading that's been provided, here's some additional resources for both interviews and focus groups if you would like to have more information. And then finally, you are still welcome to submit extra credit for the module notes, which could be over the reading and the videos. And I wish you luck this week.